There are 7 secrets to happiness, I believe. In this video, I'm going to tell you what those secrets are. Having spent 40 years studying meditation and researching what it is to be well and happy and free, I think these are fundamental. But stay around for the end of the video because I've got an 8th one, which I think is slightly counterintuitive, but it makes a massive difference in terms of cultivating a sense of well-being and happiness in your life. Number 1 is cultivate a passion. There is lots of research which shows that people that have something that they are really passionate about makes a massive difference to their well-being and happiness levels. It can be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be paintballing. It could be surfing. It could be listening to jazz. It could be reading a book. It doesn't matter. But finding something that brings you a real sense of happiness that you can do every day and that you're passionate about, over time that accumulates and you'll find your happiness levels overall will go up. Number 2 is be a leaf on a tree, which means, of course, you are an individual, but you're also part of a whole, and it is really important to maintain connections with your local community or with people that are like-minded and that are have the same values, etc., as you. Makes a big difference if you have people around you that you can rely on. They don't have to be your best friends, but maybe they like walking and you like walking. Maybe they like surfing. Maybe they like trying coffee. It doesn't matter what. But having people that you can spend time with, that you don't feel that you have to perform around, but you can genuinely be yourself. Number 3 is break the mirror. Over the years, I've discovered, I don't know whether it's to do with being a meditator or whether it's to do with getting older, but I've discovered it's not about me, that the universe, although in my world the universe revolves around me, it actually doesn't. And that there's an enormous sense of well-being and joy that comes from focusing your attention on others and being generous and kind. I think generosity and kind are fundamental parts of being happy, and being generous and kind to other people and not expecting anything back really does make a profound difference in your life. Number 4 is embrace change. It's a fact of life that everything changes. When I was studying Buddhism, you were often taught it was it was a fundamental part of the teaching practice, which was that everything changes, everything rusts, and everything that you love will fall away. And although for many people that sounds deeply depressing, it's actually deeply liberating that you can celebrate every single moment of your life because with the people that you love and the things that you love, knowing that it isn't going to last forever. It's sort of the bittersweet part of being a human being, the realization that it's all going to change. But embracing change and recognizing that that is fundamental will really help you in terms of your happiness levels to come to terms with the fact that everything is constantly in a state of flux. Number 5 is audit your happiness. If you are spending half your day or more doing stuff you don't like, that doesn't make you happy, that is shit in your experience, you need to change that. I know that's not always easy to do, but it is something you can work towards or move towards, is that you encourage yourself and commit yourself to moving away the things that cause you unhappiness and misery and stress and move towards things that bring you joy and happiness. That might take some time. It took me years to move away, certainly in terms of the work I did, moving away from things that I didn't enjoy and didn't bring me happiness, etc. And now I only do work that I love. And if you can do things that you love, that brings you happiness. And you don't have to do this tomorrow. I think a lot of people are in such a hurry to find this change, but it accumulates and it happens over time. It's not going to happen tomorrow morning, generally. Often it takes time, but moving away from things that are toxic or that cause you discomfort and unhappiness towards things that are uplifting will make a massive difference. Number 6 is seize the day. Trust that there's very little you can do about the future. There's nothing you can do about the past. And seizing the moment and celebrating every single minute of it. When it comes to things like work, for example, I often used to think about this, that I used to exchange my time for money. But your time, as in your life, you're selling your life when you're working. Your life is priceless. And I used to sell it for so little. It's so important that we recognize, like I said earlier, that life is fleeting, that it doesn't last forever. And every single minute we should celebrate and find happiness, enjoying it. Nobody, nobody knows what the meaning of life is. Anyone, as far as I'm concerned, who says they know what it's all about is clearly insane, because it's impossible to know. So, as far as I can tell, the most important thing is that you are well and happy and free, and that you cultivate that in your life. And you recognize that although it's fleeting, it's beautiful, and although it's bitter, it's gorgeous too. And that we should be celebrating every single moment of our life as much as we possibly can. Obviously, the human condition is we have ups and downs. That's part of being a human being. But seizing it and recognizing how precious it is a is such a massive gift if you can find that. Number 7 is be happy, which is fake it until you make it. You have to be involved. You have to engage in the world and engage in your life in order to find happiness. I guess what I mean is you have to act like you're happy until you get it. And bizarrely, if you act like you're well and happy, something fundamental changes in you. It's so easy, especially in a Western culture, to look at the negative and to find fault in ourselves and in others and in our culture and our society, etc., etc. It's very, very common, I find, and to practice being happy makes you happy. Number 8 is kind of controversial. I used to teach a very, very specific type of Buddhist practice, which involved a series of yoga exercises and meditation. And I think you can become very, very addicted to your particular type of practice. And what you end up doing is constantly throwing the idea of being well and happy into the future. So in my experience, it was like, oh, I'll be happy when I can sit still for 4 hours, or I'll be happy when I can touch my toes, or, or I'll be happy when I can do this asana perfectly. And all you're doing is throwing forward, just like loads of people do in their material life. When I get that TV, when I get that iPhone, when I find the right relationship, when I buy that car, when I get the promotion, and the meditation world is exactly the same. It's full of people who are seeking an answer, and actually there isn't an answer. The answer is the real answer to happiness is to embrace who you are right now and stop trying to self-improve, stop trying to self-develop. You're wasting your time. All you're really doing is redesigning upholstery in the prison cell. You are already free, the door is already open, but we're so frightened to accept what we are right now that we think that sometime in the future we will be good enough to be happy and good enough to be worthy. You are already worthy. You are already perfect as you are. That's very, very difficult for a Western mind to understand because we are so obsessed with the idea of improvement, of being better and not being good enough now. It's absolutely an intrinsic part of our culture, and breaking with that storyline that we've been fed and that we perpetuate takes some work, but it is possible. It is possible, and by following the 7 steps I've given you and remembering this 8th one, which is to stop seeking, to stop trying to be a better person and just be you, is fundamental.